Recording in progress.
Hello everyone, good morning. Can anyone confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Yeah. So anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? You on mute and talk for 5 minutes. Anyone have any questions? Yesterday's one.
Sir, I'm audible.
Yep.
Sir, so I have a small doubt with the list 7 code.
Just 7.
Yes.
Okay. Just wait.
Okay.
What's your question?
Here,
Like,
the second time when we are trying to map, so inside you put another column map, right, in line number 34.
yep.
So how is it we are able to call in line number 35, sir? So object uh, square brackets column in 35.
This one 35. Okay, this one.
Yes. Object
Oh,
square.
okay. See, for example, for loop and for loop for where a equals to 0, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus. For okay, j equals to 0, j less than or equals to 5. Okay, j plus plus. Okay, in the inner for loop, can I access I and j? Possible or not possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, same thing here also. See, this is the map. The scope of OBJ start from here and ends with here. So OBJ I can use, okay, line number 30 to line number 39, 38, wherever you want or not, like up to
Yes.
here. Yes or no? So here also I'm doing the same thing. Data is nothing but this one. Okay, first this particular array of objects you can get as a data. Okay, first iteration you can get this OBJ. So this is my OBJ. OBJ is nothing but in the first iteration one object. Okay, columns is nothing but name and runs. First time, first column you can get it. If you want to search in, OBJ is nothing but this one. Of call is nothing but name, right? OBJ of name is what? Sachin. So inside the TD, Sachin is going to print or not.
Yes. Okay, sir. Yeah. So
Okay.
we can say it as obj of, right, sir, of column, but you
Yeah, why?
put it
Because
square.
column is a dynamic value. This expression, huh? Okay.
No, sir.
Oh,
Inside object of we can put, right, like parentheses. Instead you
yes,
put a
yes.
square bracket.
Yeah. Why? Because to retrieve the data, how many ways we can retrieve the data from the object? Square bracket and dot notation. Dot
Okay.
notation, it is going to work if it is a static key. But call is not a static key. Call refers to sometimes name, sometimes runs, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. My bad. Got it, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Sir, what is API and what is the difference between Ajax and APIs?
See, API created by server side guy, which we use to perform some operations on my database. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
API is created by server side guy to perform some operations on my database. In the Node.js, we are going to create some REST API calls or GraphQL APIs. GraphQL. So that API is invoked by whom?
Server side guy.
No, created by server side guy.
Invoked by client side.
Invoked by
Means,
client. If you want to call one API from my client side application, or if you want to communicate with my server side application, okay, how it is possible means through Ajax it's possible.
okay, sir.
Okay, created by server side guy. API is created by server side guy, invoked by client by using Ajax.
Okay, sir.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
హలో
Yes.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు బ్యాబుల్ రియాక్ట్ డాము రియాక్ట్ డెవలప్ డామ్ ఆ సీడియన్స్ లింక్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా
Yeah.
రియల్ టైమ్ లో కూడా అవే యూజ్ చేస్తారా
No,
ఇదే
no, no. Okay, the same libraries we are going to use, not that in this way. Okay, by using Node, we are going to download this, okay, from cloud to in our application. Now already told, right? Initial days, we are going to use this process. In future, we are going to create an applications. You got my point? Okay, the script libraries only, but you not download, you not load like this. By using Node Package Manager, we are going to download npm.
Okay, sir.
I will tell that one.
Okay, sir.
Stick with this. Next. Any questions, anyone? Anyone have any questions? No? Shall we move to the next topic then? Okay then. See, what is asynchronous action? What is synchronous action? What is synchronous execution? What is asynchronous execution? By default, JavaScript follows which kind of execution flow? Synchronous. Yeah. Synchronous is nothing but what? It's a kind of line by line execution. That's it. First line. Okay, once my first line got executed, go to the next line. Okay, second line, third line. Like line by line execution. Asynchronous action is nothing but, okay, now we are going to discuss. Okay, okay then. Okay, let's take one simple, okay, scenario for our understanding purpose. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now see, this is my college. In my college, we decided to celebrate a farewell party. Okay, so how we are going to prepare for that? How we are going to prepare for that? First, we fix the date, right? Yes or no? Okay, on that day, I want to invite some people. For that, I need some invitation letter, invitation cards, right? Yes or no? We need to print the cards or not? Yes or no? Okay, so once we fix the date, we decided like what programs, cultural activities we need to perform. Okay, we are going to start our practice and everything. Okay, rehearsals and everything we are going to start or not. Okay, next we need to print invitations or not. Invitations or not. Okay, print invitations. The next one is like programs. The next one is what? Once my invitation is printed, what we have to do? Distribute, right? Okay, the next one's our practice and everything is done. Okay, what we have to do? To perform. Okay, and the program. Simple. Now tell me, 6 activities are there. Among 6 activities, among these six activities, print invitation cards. This activity is not taken care by us or not? College, yes or no? Come on. Okay, in my college, I can fix the date, discussing with my faculty. Programs we decide, we can practice. Okay, once we get the cards, I can distribute it. Okay, we only the persons to perform the, okay, all these activities, and we can end the program. So among these 6 activities, print invitations not handled by college people or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to print the invitation cards, where we need to go? We need to go on printing press shop. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, this guy, this shop. Okay, this is the printing card shop. Okay, this shop people perform one operation. What is that operation? Printing cards is my operation or not? That is the functionality, right? We are going to handle. So can I write one function like print cards is my function? Yes or no? This function handled by whom? Come on. This function handled by whom? My shop, right? My printing shop, right? This particular functionality used by whom? Come on, who want to print the cards?
College.
College people. So this guy has to call that one or not? Yes or no? Not only college people, okay, there are some other people also communicate with this particular printing shop or not? Yes or no? By calling this method. Yes or no? Now tell me, this particular print cards method expecting how many parameters? Just normal thing. How many parameters it is going to expect? It's going to expecting. Come on. So, okay, you want to print some cards. Okay, you went to shop. What inputs we are going to give? What inputs you need to give to that shop people? What inputs you need to give?
Number of
Details.
prints.
Yeah.
Content and number of cards.
How many number of cards you want me to print? Yes or no? First, hey, I want like 100 cards. Number of cards. On my card, which text we need to print? Yes or no? Come on. These two are like a mandatory inputs or not? Okay, so my college people call this print cards method. Okay, I want like 100 cards. On my card, I want to print this text. I want to print this text. So this particular function, if I call, my execution command stop here or not? Yes or no? Come on. Okay, whenever you call this print cards, what this guy is going to do? He is going to start print. Okay, he is going to start print your cards based on your inputs or not. Okay, start printing or not. Yes, sir. Start printing. After some time, okay, the result may be due to some reason my mission got interrupted. I may not print the 100 cards. Possibility there or not there? Possibility there or not there? I am not able to print the 100 cards. Possibility there or not there? Yes, there. Okay. At the same time, I am able to print 100 cards also or not. That means possibility is there. Okay. I can print all the cards what he is expecting. I may not print or not. So my response may be what? Come on. Maybe. My response may be success. My response may be failure also or not. Yes, sir. Okay, who knows about the response? Who knows about the response? Who knows about the response? First, my shop people, right?
Server.
Printing so.
Shop people, right? My shop people, print cards method only knows about the response or not. My cards got printed or not printed. My shop people only knows. But who's supposed to know that result?
College.
My college people or not. That means this particular person has to send this result back to my college people or not. Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Okay. Okay then. Now tell me, we fix the date. Okay, we given the cards for printing. We can start the rehearsals and everything, but the distribution and perform the activities and end of the program. These three activities, okay, should wait until unless you distribute the cards or not. Yes or no? Printing the cards or not? Yes or no? Without printing the cards, can I distribute it? Without distributing the cards, can I start my program? Okay, if the program not started, how I can end it? These three lost activities depending upon your print invitation result or not. Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? These three activities depending upon, okay, these three activities depending upon your print cards function result or not. Agreed with me all up? So if you observe here, one of the functionality which is coming, okay, fix the date. Okay, we only did it. Programs, distribute, everything I can do it, but except this print invitation code. This particular print invitation functionality coming out of your flow and performed by some other person or not. With respect to college people, okay, is my college people knows how much time it will take? Is my college people knows that? How much time it will take? Exactly. Printing the cards, how much time it will take? Is my college people knows by default?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, right? No, right? Is it like successfully printed the cards or not successful? Is my college people knows?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, right? That means one activity coming out of my flow and it is taken care by some other people. How much time it will take, I don't know. Whether it is like a giving me successful response or failure response also, I don't know. That kind of activities, that kind of actions, can I say like an asynchronous actions? Got my point? It is coming out of your flow, taken care by some other person. You don't know how much time it will take. You don't know whether you get the success response or failure response. That kind of activity is what I can say. That kind of activity is what I can say. That kind of actions, what I can say. Yes, synchronous actions or not. Yes, sir. Come on. Agreed with me? So, this print invitation is which kind of action? Synchronous or asynchronous? Taken care by me or taken care by some other person? Come on, print invitations. Which kind of action this is? Synchronous or asynchronous?
Asynchronous.
Asynchronous. Why asynchronous? It is coming out of your flow, executed by some other person. I don't know how much time it will take. I don't know what is my result, final result also. That kind of actions I can say like what?
Asynchronous.
Asynchronous actions or not. So where is my asynchronous action result? My asynchronous action result, where it is? Where my asynchronous action result? Come on. In my print cards method, here is my result or not? Here is my success result. Here is my failure result or not? Yes or no? Come on. So, how I can pass this asynchronous action result to my caller? That means in this case, how my shop people send this asynchronous result to my college people? That is the question. Yes or no? How I can pass an asynchronous result to my caller? Got my point? Agreed with me, all are? Anyone knows how we can pass it? Anyone knows how we can pass it? Anyone knows how we can pass it?
Callback, set
Yeah.
time,
By using callbacks. Next,
set time of.
that timeout, exactly how we can fix the time. If you don't know how much time it will take, how we can fix the time? Possible, ah?
No, sir. But sir, we can give the time like I want to execute this program after 1,000 seconds or like.
From
So
1,000 seconds.
sorry, 1 second or 5 seconds. Sorry.
Okay, it may not take how much time. If you don't know how much time it will take, how much time interval you want me to put it? Not possible, right? Exact time I don't know, right?
Yes.
Okay, one is like callbacks, another one is like promises, the next one is like observables. By using, okay, callbacks, by using promises, by using observables, what we can do? What we can do? We can send an asynchronous result back to my caller or not. We can send an asynchronous result back to my caller or not. Agree with me? All are okay? Okay then. Now, come on, answer this. Okay, by seeing this one. Okay, my print cards take how many arguments? My print cards method take how many arguments? My print card function, 4 arguments. First argument type is what?
Integer.
Number, integer. Okay, second argument type is what?
String.
String.
Third argument type is what? In JavaScript, there is no type. Based on the usage, we can decide the type or not. If I use like this, can anyone tell me SCB is which type?
Boolean.
Oh, Boolean type.
Function.
Unknown.
It's
Function.
a function type, right? SCB you are calling, you are calling. See this SCB you are calling.
Function.
SCB you are calling is nothing but what I can call. SCB is a function. I can call a function or not. Yes or no? Okay, if I call like this, what I can say, ECB is which type?
Function.
Function or not? Now tell me, my print card function take how many arguments? My print card function take how many arguments?
4 arguments.
4 arguments. Who want to call that one? He is supposed to pass like 4 arguments or not? Who want to call? Who want to call? My college people want to call it. So by passing how many arguments? 4 arguments. First argument is what?
Number, text.
Number of cards. I want 100 cards. Second argument is what? The text on card. Naresh IT is my text on card. Third argument is what? Third argument is what? One function. Fourth argument is what? One function or not. Agreed? Yes or no? Come on. Agreed? So my number 100, my text Naresh IT, my SCB is this one, ECB is this one. So my print cards function called, he started printing. Okay, processing is going on. Once my cards printed completed successfully, you called which method? Which argument you are calling? Which argument you are calling? SCB. SCB is nothing but what? Third argument. Third argument is nothing but this one you are calling by passing what? By passing what? Number. Number is nothing but 100 cards. So these are my cards or not? Yes or no? Come on. You are calling SCB by passing how many arguments?
1.
Successfully printed the card means how many cards are okay he given? That many cards you printed, you have to give it back or not? If it is like a failure, you call which method?
0 cards.
Called ECB. ECB is nothing but what? Fourth one. Okay. So fourth ECB called. Okay. These are my cards or not? These are my cards or not? Yes, sir. Yes or no? Now tell me, this method when it is going to call? This method when it is going to call?
When success is executed.
And the response is
Once my cards printing completed successfully, then only it's called or not? When this method is going to call?
When it is failed.
Yeah, my cards printing like failed. Okay, then that time this method is going to call or not? Whenever my cards printing completed, then that time can I perform these operations now? Yes or no? Once my cards printing completed successfully, can I distribute it? Can I perform the all activities? Can I start the program? Can I end the program? Yes or no? If my cards are like failed, then what you have to do? You have to find some alternate solution or not? Yes, sir. Agreed with me? So in this case, my asynchronous action results we pass through callback functions or not? What is callback? What is callback? Given one function to some other person, that person call back with another reference with some result or not? See, I given this anonymous function to print cards. My print cards call that particular function with which reference? SCB or ECB references or not? Come on. SCB and ECB, these are the variable names here. Any that can be anything. SCB means success callback, ECB means error callback. That can be any name. All are okay? Yes or no? Okay, which call you can say, which action you can say like an asynchronous action. Okay, the action which is coming out of our flow, executed by some other person, that is out of your flow. That is coming out of your flow. Executed by some other person, independently execute, that is not a matter for me. One action coming out of our flow. Got my point? One action coming out of our flow. Okay, it is executed like what? Independently or some other person. I don't know how much time it will take to complete. I don't know whether it is like success or failure response. That kind of actions we can say like a asynchronous action coming out of your flow. I don't know how much time it will take. I don't know whether it is a success result you can get it. I don't know whether it is like a failure result you can get it. That type of actions we can say asynchronous action. How we can send the asynchronous action result back to my caller? How many ways we can send it? How many ways we can send it? 3 ways. What are those? Through callbacks, we can send the asynchronous action result back to my caller. Through promises, we can send it. Through observables, we can send it. So callbacks, all are okay? Callbacks, all are okay or not? Yes or no? So this is my client, for example, yesterday's example. My client send a request to whom? My client send a request to whom? Server.
Server.
That request processed by whom? Come on. Once you send a request to server, processed by server. As a client, do you know how much time it will take? Do you know how much time it will take? No.
No.
Do you know like a success response or failure response?
No.
Then
No.
what kind of action that is?
Asynchronous action.
Asynchronous action only or not? Asynchronous action results, how we can handle it?
By using 3 ways.
Callbacks,
Callback, promises, observable.
So see, my on load and on error, these two are called by some other person. You are not the person, right? Okay, then can I say these are like a callbacks? Yes or no? Whenever my on load triggered, what I can say? My request got completed, my asynchronous action completed with what? Success response or not? Whenever this on error called, my asynchronous action completed with what? Failure response or not? Agreed? Yes or no?
Yes.
Move to the promises. Very, very important. Listen carefully. Can we go to promises? Yeah.
Sir, one question.
Yep.
Like as on the server side and on the client side, do we have to name the like these methods the same with the same name, like function get users in the server side and function get users in the client side also?
No. Server side only. This is the API call. See this. This should be same. Who provided these two inputs? Tell me. Who provided these two inputs? What inputs are required to send the request to the server? What inputs are required?
Server.
URL and method.
URL and method. So the URL and method, okay, given by server side guy, you have to use that URL and method exactly what my server side guy shared to send a request to the server. Okay, this method's yours. Okay, so these should be like same what my server side guy shared with you.
Okay.
Any questions, anyone? Okay, okay then. See, you also don't know about the promise. Me also don't know. I want to analyze. I want to find it. What is the type? Okay, so how we can use it? If it is like a class, what I have to do? If it is like a function, what I have to do? If it is a function, how many arguments I have to pass? All these things I want to analyze by my own. Got my point? Okay, we don't know anything about the promise. Only one thing I know: promise is there in JavaScript. That's it. So what you have to do first? I want to know something about the promise. What do you have to do? In JavaScript, promise is there. What is promise? I want to know. So can I inspect it? In JavaScript, promise is there. Then that time it may be a variable. It may be some other, right? Yes or no? So can you go to console? Here, all predefined things you can find here or not? Yes or no? So first of all, can we go with the promise? Just write promise. Okay, there, not there. There or not there?
It's there.
There, sir.
Can I click on enter? By seeing this one, it is which type?
Function.
Oh,
Functional class.
No,
yeah,
Function.
function
the
class.
functional class or not?
Yeah,
See
function.
this. It's a capital letter, right? Any predefined JavaScript variable, okay, it's like function with a capital letter. You can say like a what? A class. If you have a class, what you can do with that class? Tell me. If you have a class, what you can do with that class? Come on, how we can get the services from the class?
Create object of the
By
class.
creating an
Create
object.
object.
Perfect. Okay, so can we create an object? So how we can create an object? New
New.
promise like this, right? Can I click on enter? Okay, by seeing this one, you should have to tell what is the issue.
So
So
you
you're
have to
putting
create a
a
variable
Expecting
name.
a function.
Okay, can we
expecting a
reproduce this issue first? Can we reproduce it? Can we reproduce it? Can we reproduce this issue? Reproduce is nothing but same issue I want to see. Okay, with some different code snippet. Okay, I have a function A. What I can say, this is what? A class. Okay, done. If I create an object for this particular one, now tell me. In JavaScript, two ways we can create the class. One is like by using function, by using class. If it is like a functional classes, I can say this is like a constructor class also or not. Yes or no? Why? My class and my constructor both are like same. Yes or no? So whenever you create an object, this particular function is going to execute or not. That is like a constructor. Yes or no? Come on.
yes.
Okay. So while calling this function, how many arguments it is expecting?
One argument.
One argument. About to pass it or not? Yes. Object created and my value also printed. All are okay? Now, if I write like this, if I call the same thing, it gives me what? Come on.
N is not a function.
Is not
N
a
is
function.
not a function. Why? Why? Come on. While creating an object, my class is expecting one variable whose type is what?
Function.
Function or not. Now, if you come here, okay, this is my promise created by whom? JavaScript people, right? Okay, while creating an object, he also expecting one argument, but you not passed anything. That the reason the value is like undefined. Undefined is not a function or not. Agreed? Yes or no? Yes or no? If you not pass anything, say this. The n value is not a function. It's like undefined. So what we have to do? Come on, what we have to
Pass
do?
a function.
Pass a function.
While creating an object for this particular promise, he is expecting one function as an argument or not? Yes or no? Other than this, any argument you pass, it gives him the same error or not? Yes or no? So you should have to pass what? You should have to pass what?
A function as an argument.
Function as an argument or not? So can I pass a function as an argument? Anonymous or named, whatever it is. Now tell me. Can I say this is what? Come on. Our basic callback, right?
Callback.
Okay, you pass one function as an argument to this guy. Okay, this guy is going to call back with another reference. Is the callback or not? So can I print like console.log of called? Okay, now it is called means what? My promise call this callback or not? Yes. My promise called this callback or not? Agreed? Yes or no? So this method called by whom? Come on. This method called by whom? Callback.
Promise.
Promise. Perfect. Promise written by whom?
JavaScript.
JavaScript.
JavaScript. So JavaScript people call my callback by passing how many arguments? Possibility there or not there? One method some other person called means he may pass some arguments or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Possibility there or not there? Possibility there. So how we can find it? Okay, I don't know what kind of code they written. Still I want to find it. My JavaScript people call my method by passing how many arguments? I want to know. How? Come
By
on.
passing some random arguments, we can know.
Yeah, just you can put some like this. Okay, random arguments. You can put A comma, B comma, C comma, D comma, like this. Like this. Can I print all this? A comma, B comma, C comma, D like this? Now, if you observe here, see the first value printed, the second value printed, my third value undefined, fourth value undefined. That means he not supplied the values for the third argument, right? Now, by seeing this one, how many arguments my promise passed to this callback?
Two arguments.
Yes or no? Those two argument types are what?
Function.
Function.
Functions or not. Now, can you conclude one simple statement about the promise? Promise is which type?
Function type.
Class
Function
type.
type.
Class. Okay, while creating an object, how many arguments you have to pass?
Two.
Two arguments. Sir. While creating an object, how many arguments you need to pass?
One.
One argument.
Which is also a function.
Callback function.
It is a
Callback
callback
function.
function. That callback function called by promise by passing how many arguments? Now your answer is what?
Two.
Two arguments or
function.
not? What is the type of those two arguments?
Function.
Function.
Functions or not? Agreed with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the basic structure of my promise. Okay, that means if you want to use the promise without any errors, okay, you have to create an object for that. You have to pass one object, okay, one callback function as an argument. That callback function called by passing two arguments. Those two arguments are like a functions. Okay, can you come to our requirement now? Can you come to our requirement now? Okay, let's start. My college people and my shop. Okay, shop people has which method? Print cards. How many arguments is going to take? Mandatory. Number of cards?
4.
Text. Callbacks, not now. I want to pass the asynchronous action result by using what now? Callbacks or promises?
Promises.
Promises. Okay, don't use the callbacks now. Okay, perfect. Okay, here console.log of start printing. Start printing. Okay, now after some time, okay, my cards printing done. Okay, so that means my cards printing activity is done. So my response may be success, maybe failure. Got my point? So here is my success response or failure response. Who want to call it? Print cards, who want to call? College people. By passing how many arguments?
Two arguments.
Two arguments. What are those? My
Number and text.
and the next one is like my text. Done. So my college people call this print cards method by passing two arguments. My shop people start printing. Okay, my activity is done. Okay, so I have the response now, either success or failure. So this success or failure response to whom you have to pass? To my college people. So it is a which kind of action? It is a asynchronous action. Asynchronous action results, how many ways we can pass it?
3 ways.
3 ways. One is callback,
Callbacks.
one is like promises, and one is like observables. So now by using promises, can we send the result back to my college from my shop? Yes, sir. Agreed with me? By using what? By using promises, I want to send the result back to whom? Back to my college people or not? Okay. Okay then. My question is very simple. Can anyone tell? Print cards method returns me what? At this moment. Print cards method returns me what?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's undefined. It's an undefined, right? So can you do one thing? You need to send an asynchronous action result back by using promises, right? Can you make this particular function returns a promise? After that, can you include the result inside the promise? Can you do like that? Got my point? Okay, can you do? First, this particular method returns a promise. Inside the promise, can you add the result? Then the type, my particular print cards method returns a promise with some result or not? Can I say like that? First, what we need to do? can you make my print cards method returns a promise? So how we can? Come on. How we can return a promise? How we can create a promise first? Promise is what first?
Function class.
A functional class. So what we have to do? You have to
Mm.
create an object. Okay, it's take how many arguments?
One argument function.
Argument.
Function as an
Function.
argument. That function called by promise by passing how many arguments?
2 arguments.
Two arguments or
argument.
not?
Function.
Two functions or not? Now you created a promise object, right? Do you want me to keep with me or you want me to return it? Yes,
Return.
return it. Now my print cards method returns me what? Come on. My print cards method returns me what? Come on.
Promise.
Promise.
With result.
Promise.
Promise object,
Promise.
right? It returns a promise or not? My print cards method returns a promise or not? So my promise call this callback means this callback function is going to execute. Inside this function, whatever the action you want to perform, can you write that action now? Come on. Yes. Can I write that action? Agreed with me? Agreed with me? So my print cards method returns a promise. Okay, see the result. Success result is there, failure result is there, but you not return that one. Can you return that result through promise? You return a promise only. As part of that promise, can you can you pass our success result as well as our failure result? How we can pass it? Okay, here success, I have 100 cards. Failure, I have 0 result. This result you need to pass it or not? How we can pass it? How we can pass it? Okay, very simple. See, my promise people only, right? Given me 2 functions or not? Yes or no? My promise people only given me 2 functions, right? Can I use those 2 functions? One for success result, give it back. One for failure result, give it back. Yes, sir? So, can I write like this? Okay, can I write like this? Any problem with this code to you? Now tell me, my print cards method returns a promise with either success result, either failure result or not. All are okay? All are okay? Come on, come on.
Yes, sir.
All are agreed with me? Shall we move? Okay then. Who call these print cards? Who call these print cards? Who
College.
call these print cards? College people. Perfect. Okay. My print cards method returns me what?
It returns a promise.
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 Returns a promise. Returns a promise. Okay. Promise object. So any function returns anything. Can you hold with one variable? Any problem to you? It's a promise object or not? Yes or no? Now in this particular promise object, okay, we have what? Our either success result or either failure result or not. Inside the promise only, right? We return these results. Yes or no? So from this particular promise object, I want to take the results or not. So any function returns a promise. Next level question. Any function returns a promise. Listen carefully. Any function returns a promise with some result. How we can get the result from that particular promise? That is my question. Okay. Any function returns a promise with some result. Okay. With some result. Now my question is, how we can get that result from that promise? Promise object. Promise object. That is my question. So, come on. Anyone knows?
With dot method, we can create an object and put dot and get the.
Okay, that is a JSON object, right? That is a JSON one.
Destructuring.
Destructuring not. Okay, no problem. Any function returns a promise with some result. How we can retrieve the data from the promise means 2 ways we can. One is like by calling then method. by using then method. Okay, another one is like by using await keyword. Did you heard about this? Any function returns a promise. We can handle that promise result by using what? Then or by using await keyword. So can we go with the first one? Can we go with the first one? Let's start. Okay, this is my promise object. This is my promise object. Any function returns a promise. Okay, shorthand syntax, I'm going to write it. Any function returns a promise. I can handle by using what? On the promise object, I can use, okay, by using then, by calling then. That's it. Okay, then is a function. Okay, so on my promise object, okay, just call, okay, dot then. Okay, it's an object, right? By using dot notation, we can call the functions or not by using then. So another way is what? Any function returns a promise with some result, we can handle by using then. Another one is what? By using await keyword. That one we'll see later. That one we'll see later. Okay, then. So inside this then, what kind of responses you need to handle? Always success? No. Always failure? No. Either it is a success or it is a failure. Okay. How we can handle, very simple. My then takes two callback functions. My then take two callback function. Whenever you call the success response, then the time that response comes to here. Whenever you call the failure response, that response comes to my then second argument. Got my point? That means in the promise, two functions are there, right? Whenever you call the first function, okay, this then first function is going to execute. Whenever you call the F2 second function, then the time my then second function is going to execute with what? With some results or not. Once I have the result, then the time what I have to do? You have to distribute the codes, you have to start the program, you have to end the program or not. If it is like a failure, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Come on, you have to find some alternate solution or not. Shall we execute this program? All are agreed with me? All are agreed with me? Any questions?
Sir, when to use callback and when to use the promise?
Okay. Once observables, promise and everything done, okay, then the time I will tell, okay, the comparison, okay.
Actually, for me, it looks like both the callbacks and promise.
Okay,
Both
no.
have
Only
having
one
the
level,
same
only
concept.
one level is there. Then the time callback you can use it. But for example,
Okay.
multiple levels are there. Then that one function has to call inside another function, another function, another function. That is like a callback hell.
Okay.
Okay. Up to here, okay? Yeah.
So 22, line number 22, you have created a function class for promise, then we have to call the object, right?
Yeah.
And then, sir, where we created the
This promise class created already, okay, by JavaScript people. Already
okay,
class created. You are the person just created an object. That's it.
okay, sir.
Okay. Promise is a predefined one. Okay. No, you not the person. Okay. Write that promise class definition.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then
Yes.
any function returns a promise. How we can handle that promise? The question. Any function returns a promise. How we can handle that promise? Any function handle that okay, any function returns a promise. How many ways we can handle that promise? How
By
many ways?
using then and
Then
await.
By using a dot then. Okay,
Dot
the
await.
next one is like what? By using await keyword or not. Then contains maximum how many callback functions? How many functions? Then is a function take how many? Two callback function or not. First callback function when it is going to execute?
When success.
Success.
Success only when it is going to execute means my
When
promise
F1.
callback function first argument F1 is there, right? Whenever you call the first argument, then my then first argument is going to execute. Then first function is going to execute. Whenever you call the second one, then the time then second one is going to execute. Agreed with me? Yes, sir. Can we write something like this? Let's start. Come on. Function print cards. Number of cards. Okay, text on my card. Next, return new promise. It's take how many arguments? Promise take how many arguments? One callback function as an argument. It takes how many? How many parameters it's going to pass? My promise call this callback by passing 2 parameters. What is the type? Start printing. After that, after some time, it may success result, it may failure result, right? Okay, constant. Okay, this time I'm writing simple JavaScript code. Is success is like true. Okay, then if is a success, then the time I want to pass what? I want to pass what? My 100 cards. Else I want to pass what? I want to pass what? 0 cards. Yes or no? In this case, okay, I hard coded is success is like true. So which method is going to call? My first argument is calling or not? Yes or no? Print cards method returns me what? Print cards method returns me what? Print cards returns me what? A promise or not? Okay, now fetch, it is what? It is your method or JavaScript method?
JavaScript method.
JavaScript method. Fetch method, if you observe, it returns me what? Promise. Either your method or some other method, whatever it is, if it is returns a promise, how I can handle it? Come on. Okay, one function returns a promise. How many ways we can handle it?
Then and away.
Yeah,
Then
two ways. By using then, another one is like by using it or not. So my print cards take 2 arguments. Okay, it returns a promise. So I can handle by using what? Then. Perfect. Then maximum how many arguments is going to take?
2 arguments.
2 arguments. Okay, this is like a 2 arguments. So here, this method when it is going to call, this method when it is going to call. Come on. This method when it is going to call. Whenever in my promise, there has 2 arguments are there. If F1 called, then that time my then first method is going to call. So my promise callback first argument if you call, then first method is going to call. Second one call, second one is going to call here. Okay, so here you call F1. My first one.
Because const is success is equal to true.
Yeah, that is hard coded to true. I'm calling like the F1 or not. So obviously the first one should execute or not. Say this. Executed. My printing started. My first one got executed. Again, it returns a promise. I will tell what is promise chain. Up to here, okay, everyone? Yes or no? Now, for example, if I do the change like this, okay, this is only the one. Okay, I don't want to do the change. Okay, once it is called with some data, so my data I have to print it or not. Okay, how we can print the data? Console.log of my data. Okay, now tell me what is my data? What is my data? Okay, 100, right? F1 of number means 100 or not. So see my 100 cards printed or not. If I do the slide change like this, like this, now tell me which method you are calling. Which method will execute? Is success false is nothing but F2 will execute. F2 means second. So my then second function is going to execute or not. It should execute the second function or not. Yes or no? Come on.
Yes, sir. Second NIT will come.
Agreed with me? Okay, so if you call F1, okay, first function will execute. If you call F2, second function will execute. So with F1, I can pass the failure response also, right? Any problem? With I can call F1 here, I can call F2 here. Possibility there or not there? I can call, okay, F2 here, I can call F1 here. Now tell me, F1 is for what now? You are calling what now? Come on, is success false? You are calling what? F1. F1 is nothing but first. So this method has to execute or not? See, first has to execute. Yes or no? Okay, simply you can remember like F1 is nothing but, okay, this one. F2 is nothing but this one. Whenever you call F1, yes, this is going to execute whatever the data it is. Whenever you call F2, this one is going to execute whatever it is. But always the recommended way is like use F1 for success, use F2 for failure. That's the reason. Okay, naming convention also most of the times we are going to use like this resolve. Okay, it's like a success. Reject is like a failure now onwards. F1, F2 also you can use, no problem at all. Okay, these are like a variable names. Okay, this is like a reject. Got my point? Whenever you call resolve, okay, it's nothing but first one. So my first one is going to execute. Whenever you call reject, my second one is going to execute. Agree with me? Yes or no? Any function returns a promise. How I can handle it? By using then. This is one option. Another one is what? Another one is what?
Await.
By using await or not. Can we check that one also? Can we check that one also? Okay, let's start. My print cards method returns what? Promise. Now you want me to handle with then, you want me to handle with await?
Await.
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 Await is a keyword. It is not like a then, it's not like a function. Await is a keyword. Which function returns a promise? Okay, can you prefix with that await keyword? That particular function call, can you prefix with what? Await keyword. Okay, that means this is an asynchronous action taken care by some other person. How much time it will take, I don't know. So that it is going to waiting. Okay, it's going to keep your execution and everything from your end. It's like waiting state. Whenever this is gives me the success or failure response, that response, okay, you can handle by using one variable like this. Got my point? Yes or no? This response may be what? Come on, this response may be what?
Success or failure.
Either success or failure or not. Now, if you come here, in this case, my response is what? Okay, my response is like a failure response or not. Yes or no? Say this. Agreed with me? Yes or no? Agreed?
Sir, please repeat.
Sir, how did it really readily give failure response?
Okay, failure or success based on the status codes. If it's like 200, response.status is like 200, I can say like what? Success. Okay, 500, it's like a internal server error, like that based on the status codes. I will explain that. Agree with me? Color okay or not? Any questions, anyone? Okay. Await keyword multiple times we are going to use, don't worry. I will explain. Okay, now come here. Okay, simple one function you can take it. Function F1. Okay. It returns me. Okay, return new promise. Promise. Okay, it's take one callback function is normal. Gives me how many? Result. Result. Okay, just simply I'm calling. Okay, like resolve. Okay, with the 100. With the 100. Okay, done. My function ready. Okay, now I'm calling F1. I'm calling F1 by passing no arguments, nothing. Okay, what he is calling? Okay, what it returns? What it returns? Promise. So
Promise.
handle it by using then. By using then. So my then, how many arguments?
2.
Two
Oh,
arguments.
what are those? Success and failure. Success and failure. Resolve called is nothing but
Success.
first one is going to call by passing what? Some number. So can we print that number? Can we print that number? Can we print that number? What's my output?
100.
Okay, my output is like 100 simply, but my output is like 100, but again it returns me a promise, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? See, if I call my F1, it returns me what? Promise. Okay, if I handle with then also, it gives me the result. It gives me the result. Okay, at the same time, promise is there or not there? It's a kind of what? It's a kind of chaining. It's a kind of chaining. So my then, okay, either this one success or failure callback also returns me what? One more promise or not? Returns me what? One more promise. So if you observe here, the value is like undefined, right? So can I do one thing? Slight change, I want to do it. Okay, this is the one. Return number plus 10. Now see this, the difference. My success callback, just I printed 100. So printed 100. And it returns a promise with what? Undefined. Why undefined? Why undefined? This callback function not written anything. But here, this callback function called, why? Because resolve called, I printed 100. I written what? I written what? Number plus 10 is nothing but 100 plus 10. Now see this, that promise with what? 110 or not? Yes or no? That 110 also I want to handle it. Then how we can? Oh, it's a kind of chaining. Okay. So my F1 returns me a promise. So I handle with then. Okay. Whenever it's like then it returns a one more value. That is also returns with what? Promise. So if it is like a promise again, so can I use like what? One more than here. One more than here. Now tell me. Here the result is what? 100. Here the result is what? 110 or not? Yes, sir. Again it returns me what?
Promise.
Again it returns me promise. It's a kind of chaining or not? See, why this chaining is means, whenever I want to perform some operation here, okay, you can perform. All the code I don't want to write here, okay, written it, and you can perform some operation here. Okay, like this. If you want to split it, then that time it will help you. Got my point? If you don't want, simply you can leave it here only. Simply you can leave it here only. No one asks. Okay, so can you come here? Actual. Okay, reject. Reject. Which one is going to execute now? Reject.
Second.
Reject. Which one is going to execute? Number. Console.log of number. Okay. If it is like a reject also, which method is going to execute?
Promise.
Okay. This particular, okay, second function is going to execute. It returns me a promise or not. Okay. If this particular promise returns anything, if this particular promise returns something like this, number plus 100. Now say this. Again, it returns me a promise or not. Either success or failure, whatever it is going to return one more promise again or not. Agreed? It is called as what? It's called as what? Chaining. Okay, who did that one means my then only returns me one more promise. Okay, then method returns me one more promise again and again. Agreed with me? Which method you are calling? Then. So that then only, right? Return something. What my then is going to return? Promise. Okay, promise with some result. That result is coming from my then callbacks. If the callbacks not return anything, okay, what is the default return value of the function? Undefined. Agreed? Come on, come on, come on. It is called as promise chain. So this particular second argument is there, right? It is a failure callback, I said. So instead of handling this failure callback like this, you can do one thing. Okay, in our exception handling, how we can handle the exceptions? How we can handle the exceptions? By using
Catch.
catch, right? By using catch, right? Now here my number, now the same thing can I keep here? 100. Now my catch also returns me what? Come on, number 100, and it returns me promise or not. By using catch also we can handle what? My failure response or not. Agreed? Now shall we move to our fetch method now? Can we send the request by using fetch method? You got some idea, right, about the promise? Yes or no? My fetch method returns me what? Come on. My fetch method returns me what? Why? Fetch method returns me what? Promise only, right? Okay, it is not exception handling. Try catch not. Only failure response we can handle by using catch. Okay, fetch method also returns me what? A promise or not. See how the fetch method is looks like. Okay, by seeing this one, you can say, come on. My fetch method returns me a promise. So I handle with what? Come on. Then my then also returns me what again?
Promise.
Promise. So that here you perform one type of operation based on the requirement. Okay, again it returns a then, so that we can perform one more operation here or not based on our requirement. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so shall we go to the yesterday's example? This is my Ajax, right? Can we run this one? Open with live server. Okay, can I go to yesterday's one? This is working. Now can I create one more file, Ajax2, by using, come on, by using fetch. By using fetch. Okay, now let me delete everyone. Table is required for me. Table component is required. Okay, let me delete all these things. All these things, delete it. Okay, now let me delete this one also. Let me delete this one also. Here I have get posts is like one button. Get the posts. The next one is like get the photos. Get the photos. Get posts and get photos. Okay, your team lead, okay, told you, hey, okay, think like that. Hey, I needed two buttons. One is like get posts, another one is like get photos. At the time of clicking on the get posts, our posts data inside the database, you can get the data and you can, okay, print the data in the tabular format. Like that he said. Okay, the same way he said, like at the time of clicking on the get photos, okay, you can send okay, you can get the data from the database and print the data in the table. Like this, your team lead, for example, if you tell to you, okay, as a developer, what is your next level action? Okay, this is the task assigned to you. What is your next level action? Tell me, can anyone? How we can start it?
Get the URL and the required.
Yeah, first of all, without any dependency, how much part you can complete? Without dependency, without any dependency on others, how much part you can complete? How much part you can complete? You can create a buttons by using React. You can handle the click events or not. Up to here, without any dependency, you can complete it or not. Yes or no? Okay. What is our next level question to your team lead? Yeah, you said like the data inside the database. Okay. From the database, if you want to get the data, I need to send, okay, I need to send some request to server side application. My server side application is going to, okay, communicate with the database and give the result. So if you want to communicate with the server side application, can you give me the mandatory inputs? What? To get the posts, what mandatory inputs are required?
URL and request.
URL and method or not. Okay, now to get the photos from the database, I need to request to my server-side application, can you give me the URL and method of my server-side application or server-side API call? So you have to ask that question to them or not. Okay, then that time your team lead tell like, hey, that guy is like a server-side developer. You can send a mail, you can drop a mail to him so that he is going to send, okay, those details or not. Now think I am the server-side guy. Now my responsibility is what? My responsibility is what? Come on, my responsibility is what?
Provide the URL and method.
I should have to provide the URL method to you or not. So that, okay, I am the server side guy. I am going to send a mail like this to you. Hey, for my posts, so the URL is this one. Okay, the request method is get. For the photos, the URL is this one. Okay, photos. Okay, the method is like this one. Like this, I send a mail to you. I am the server side guy, right? I send a mail to you. Once you receive this mail from your server side guy, what you need to do next level as a client side developer? Come on, what's your next level action? Come on, what's your next? Huh? If you have the URL and method, can you send a request to the server? Can you get the response? Sending a request, getting the response, how we can handle it? By using? Sending a request, getting the response, how we can handle it? By using Ajax. Using Ajax. By using Ajax. By using Ajax or not? How many ways we can handle the Ajax? As part of our course, we are going to discuss. By using XML request class, by using fetch method, using one of the third-party library, Anxious. Now, XML HTTP request already completed. Shall we go with the fetch now? By using fetch method, I want to send a request to the server. Okay. Now my fetch method gives me the response back as a fetch method returns me what? Fetch method returns promise. If it is a promise, how many ways we can handle it? By using then, by using await. Those things we'll discuss. Okay. Take 10 minutes break and come back. Take break first and come back. Okay. Don't drop.
Sir,
Hey, I'm back. So, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, let's start.
Sir,
Yep.
yeah, I have a doubt, sir. Like in then method, we have means continuous chaining of promises.
Yep.
So is that going to make an issue, or we need to stop it?
Yeah, simply one function returns one function returns something. If you not handle any problem with that, I'm giving something to you, but you not taken any harm.
No, sir.
No, right? Same like that. He is giving me promise, but I'm not taking. I'm not handling. There are no issues, right?
Okay, sir. Then, sir, what is the difference between then and await? Means
Okay, avoid is like, okay, multiple thens if you have every time then okay, callback function, then callback function, like this syntax is like a little bit complex to avoid that one. Okay, they introduce avoid as in avoid keyword in ES6 to handle the promise. Okay, other than that, nothing.
okay, sir.
Which is recommended to use, sir?
Okay, ES6 is a updated one, right? Okay, you can use like avoid keyword. Okay, then
Okay.
also sometimes we are going to use. Okay. Okay, then shall we go to our requirement? Now here, two buttons are there. What we have to do? What we have to do? First,
On click.
you have to handle function on click, function get posts. This method. Yes. Next, on click, function get.
Get photos.
Can we define this method also? Can we? Just this method also. Okay, now at the time of clicking on this particular button, get photos, no? Yes. At the time of clicking on this particular button, this method executed. This method executed. From this method, I need to send a request to whom? Server to get the posts or not. If you want to send a request to the server, what mandatory inputs are required? What mandatory inputs are required?
URL method.
URL method. Okay, given by whom? Given by whom? Supposed to give? Who's supposed to give? Server side guy. Already my server side guy drop a mail to you or not? So no. They send a mail. Okay, so you can see the mail. Okay, so if you want to get the posts, the URL is what? This one, and the method is what? Get method. So if you have the URL and method, can we send a AJAX request? Yes, by using XML HTTP request, or by using fetch, or by using anxious, or by using jQuery AJAX, or by using some other like that. Got my point? So here, by using fetch method, I want to send a request to the server. So by using fetch method, I want to send a request to the server. Okay, now tell me, what is the URL you want me to send the request? Fetch method first it takes the URL as an argument. What is the URL? To which URL you want me to send a request? Server side I already sent, right? This is the URL. What is the method name? Come on, what is the method name? Get method. If you leave like this, the default method is get. But if you want to configure, my second argument of fetch method is like an object. Here, my method is a property. It's a okay predefined method is a property key. What is the method? Get method, post method, put method, delete method. Which method? Get is the method. See, whatever the input shared by the server side guy, I given to my fetch method or not? Yes or no? This is the URL I given. My get method also I given to my fetch method. So my fetch method send a request to server or not? My server is processing the request and everything. He is going to give the response back to my fetch. Okay, he gives me the response back to me like a fetch method. How the result gives back to us?
Promise.
Promise or not. If any function returns a promise, how we can handle it? By using
Then or await.
Then await.
then or await. By using then or await. So it gives me what? Come on, it gives me what? then first function means most of the times it is what?
Success.
It's a success response. So can we see the response? Console.log of response. Okay. Failure, can I handle with what? Catch. Now one word. Okay. Okay, this is my failure response. Can console.log of, okay, response. Done. All are okay? Syntactically everything is valid or what? Fetch method returns a promise, so handle with then. Okay, then first callback is nothing but success callback. Catch, I want to use for failure callback to handle. Okay, catch, this callback is what? Failure callback it is going to handle. Now, can I refresh the page? Can I inspect it? Can I inspect it? Yes. Now, go to this console. Go to console. Where is that? Go to console. Now, if I click on the get posts, so see my response. This is my response. Are you able to see anywhere my response? Posts is nothing but array of objects I required. Anywhere did you find that array of objects here in the response? In the response? No. No. So that can you inside the response, okay, we have one method is there. Okay, JSON is the method. Okay, inside the response, we have the method called as what? JSON is the response. By using that JSON response, you can get the response. You can get the response. Now see, this response, it is not visible here. Okay, it returns me what again?
Promise.
Promise. So this JSON, it's okay. This particular then returns me a promise again or not. So what we have to do again? It's a promise. Come on, we can handle it then. So whatever the response is there, can we return that response? Okay, if I return this value, go to this then as a response or not? Okay, now can we handle the response here? Now first it is working, or if it is working, then the time I will explain. Now see, 100 records there or not there? 100 records there or not there? Now you can see. See, the first thing is like fetch method returns a promise, so I handle with them. Okay, inside this then first time the response is not an expected response. Inside the response, I have a JSON. Okay, one method is there. I want to call it to get the actual response. So this particular response.json, okay, gives me what? Our actual response. That actual response I returned here. So if my then returns this particular result or not, okay, then by default returns me what? Promise. So I handle with the promise. Okay, with what? Whatever you return here, that is comes to this particular one or not as actual response. Got my point? Okay, fetch syntax is like this. Don't think more about this. Okay, fetch first time you not get the expected output, so that okay, if it is like a JSON, you can get the JSON. If it is like a string, you can get like a string. Return that one. Return that one. In the second promise, you can get like a actual response. Got my point? Yes or no? This is your actual result or data or
why did you give this return in the first? Then you have written JSON, right? How did you know that it is returning the JSON?
No. Okay, if you observe here, okay, this is my posts, right? Okay, this is given by whom? This is given by whom?
Server.
Server side guy not only okay send a URL and method, he is going to give like okay, if you send a request, your response format also is going to send. Then the time you can come to know like what? Come on.
Okay, it's a object array.
Array of objects like that. Then that time from this particular response, I required like a JSON array of objects. So you can convert, you can call the JSON. Got my point?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I have the response or not? I'll say this. If I refresh this, I have the response or not? Yes. Okay. This response I have to show where? This response I have to show. Okay. In the tabular format or not? In the tabular format. Okay. You can keep this one aside. We'll come back. At the time of clicking on the get posts. Okay, let's start by using, come on, fetch method. What is my URL? Photos URL is, URL is what? Go to the mail. This is the one, right? Yes or no? Yes. The next method name is what? If you not specify anything, what is my default method?
Okay.
Get method. So you can send a get request directly like this. What is the return type of fetch? The return type of fetch, promise. How many ways we can handle it? By using then or await. So can I use await now? Okay, now it gives me an error. What is that? If any function contains await keyword, that particular function should be async. Okay, it represents like a performing asynchronous action. So you have to make this function like what? Async by placing async keyword. Yes, sir? Come on. Now fetch method returns me what? A promise with some response. So I handle that promise by using await. Okay, I handle that response by using what? RES keyword or not. Okay, up to here completed within one line or not. Yes or no? Come on. Up to here we completed within one line or not. Agreed with me? Yes or no? In the first time, this response, will it give like expected response in the fetch method? Will it give the expected response? No. So you have to call which method? JSON. Okay, this JSON also returns me what again? Come on. Promise. So by using wait. So here, can I call my data? Can I handle with my data? Yes or no? And finally, my data gives me what? Okay, our 5,000 photos or not. Can we check it? Get posts 100, get photos. Okay, 100 means you not changed. Okay, get photos function or not. You not call this one. Can we refresh now? Get to posts. Yes, get to photos. Yes, 5,000 photos came up. Yes or no? Come on. Now these photos I want to show where? In my
table format.
So that here is my table. I already created a table reusable component. Anybody want to use this table component? How many props he has to pass? How many props he has to pass?
3
props. What are those?
headers, data,
And
data and column.
one prop you have to pass it. Headers, one prop you have to pass it. Next one is like data, one more prop you have to pass it. The next one is like columns, one more prop you have to pass it. Okay. 3 props you have to pass it. Now, how many tables you want me to load like this?
2 tables.
2 tables. Why 2? Okay. Anyway, I don't want to click on the buttons. Okay, 2 buttons at a time, right? If I click on the first button, can you load the data in the table? If I click on the next button, can you load that data in the same table only? Any problem? I don't want 2 tables. Okay, here, get photos, post, show the data in the tabular format. If I click on the photos, okay, show the photos data in that same table. Agreed? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this table requires 3 props. Those 3 props data keep on changing or not? 3 props data also keep on changing or not? Yes or no? First time my headers are like post related. If I click on the next one, photos related. So my headers are like keep on changing. My data keep on changing. My columns also keep on changing or not? If my data is like keep on changing, the changes has to reflect within the DOM. How you want me to manage the data? By using which variable?
State variable.
State variable.
Can we create the state variable? How many? How many state variables you want me to create?
2.
3 state variables or not? So first one is like headers.
Set header.
That headers is the function. What is the default value of headers? Headers is like which type?
Heading. String.
Array. Array type, right? Headers. Okay, see,
Yeah.
header. You are using like a map, means header is which type? Array.
Array.
Header array contains elements, those are like strings. Okay. The next one is like what? Data.
Data.
Okay. Next set data. Okay, that is also which type? Array type. Array of objects. The next one is what?
Column.
Okay, set columns. That is also array. So these values can you pass to this guy? One is like headers, next data, next columns. Done. Now, whenever you click on this particular button, function posts, okay, here is my data. Can you update the data inside my state variable? We can update this
Set data.
data of what? Which data? This data or not?
Yes.
Otherwise, you can say like already data you put you added, right? As a state variable, you can say like a result. Not only this data, you have to mention the headers and columns also or not. Okay, what headers you want me to mention? Set the headers. What headers you want me to? If you come here in the post
JSON
section,
header.
yeah, post section, 5 columns are there. Okay, these 5 columns you want me to show in the table or limited columns, you decide. Okay, ID I want, URL I want, title I want, 3 only I want, remaining 2 I don't want. So how many headers are there? ID. Okay, post to title. Next. Post
URL.
Now, columns, can we set it? Set columns. Tell me now. For my ID header, what is the data you want me to show? Data binded with which key? Come on. ID as a key or not? That is important. Okay. The next one. Title is which key? If you want to retrieve this data by using which key?
Title.
We can retrieve. Title is the one or not. The next one is what?
URL.
Now, can I refresh the page? Can I click on the get posts? My 100 posts loaded or not? No. Now, at the time of clicking on this particular, okay, something URL is not loaded. Why URL is not loaded? Okay, that means maybe the key is like wrong. Okay, posts, where is my URL? Is my URL is there? ID is there.
No.
This is the post.
URL are there.
Okay. You saw like photos one maybe, right?
Yes, sir. You have used the photos URL.
ID is okay. Okay. Title is okay. URL is not there. Can I check? Okay. Can I keep the body? Okay. This is what? Body. What is the URL? Body is my okay key. So now you can come here. Can I click on the get posts? Can I refresh the page first? Can I click on the get posts? Now it is working. Sir, no? Same thing can be applied. Same thing can be applied to photos one. Come on. In the photos also, here is my data. Here is my data. What data? Come on. What data?
Columns.
Okay, can I say like a result? This is my result. How many columns, how many headers you want for photos? For photos, photos.
3 only URL will.
Okay, ID, title, URL. Okay, otherwise ID, URL, thumbnail URL. Okay, these 3 you can take it. URL, The next one is the thumbnail URL. So this is my URL, and this is what? Thumbnail URL. URL. Done. Now, can we refresh the page now? Yes. Now, if I click on the get post, okay. If I click on get photos, okay. How many total? Total how many? 5,000 photos. Agreed with me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can we go with the next one, anxious one? Now, if you observe in the browser, see XML HTTP request. By default, my browser contains, so I can use it. Fetch, by default, my browser contains, I can use it. If you observe the anxious library, is it there or not there?
Not
Anxious,
there.
not there, not there, right? Not there. If it is not there, then the time, first of all, load inside the browser or not. So can we get the Anxious library? It is a third-party library to handle what? So can we get the Anxious library? Anxious library.
Excuse me, sir. One doubt in await. How you're handling error in await? But then you have 100 catch, right?
Yeah, I will tell that one, exception handling. Okay, for now, okay, you can follow this. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, you have used async await, no? Also, do we have the concept called a timeout here also? Can you mention here?
Timeout means I didn't get you.
Okay, so since it's async call, so I want the response after 5 minutes or the 3 seconds, 4 seconds. That I can mention.
No. Okay, why? Because you are not the person to decide how much time it will take, right? Got my point?
Yes,
It's a asynchronous action only. You are not the person. Okay, after 3 minutes time, I want this response. After 4 minutes time, I want that response. It's not like that, right? Server side guy process your request. It is take some time. Okay, I don't know that time. Got my point? Okay, set timeout method is a asynchronous method only. If you know the exact time, then only you can go with that. Okay, 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, I can get this response. Then the time exactly wait for 4 seconds, and you can do perform some operation. It is not like that in this case.
Okay.
Got my point?
So this we can use for any API request, no, sir.
Any
It's not
API
about the async calls.
Okay, any API request.
Okay.
Okay, see this. This is my anxious, right? It is a CDN link. Okay, can I copy this? Can I copy this? Next. Can I save it? How you can save? Save as. Okay, go to our workspace folder, save it. Now, Control C, Control V, rename anxious 3. Okay. Now you can use the table component. You can delete everything. Okay. Here, get comments there. Okay. Button click, you can delete it. Now this part also you can delete it. Done. Now let me run the anxious. Okay. Ajax, right? Anxious, not Ajax. Rename Ajax 3. Now can I change it to Ajax 3? Okay. Now at this moment, anxious loaded or not loaded? Anxious loaded or not loaded? Not loaded. Can we load it? Can we load it? How we can load? Go on. How we can load it? A script source anxious library is there, so you can load it. Now can you check anxious is there or not there in the console? Yes, there, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, anxious contains multiple methods. Okay, if I write get method, see this? Anxious dot get to send a get request. My anxious dot get method returns me what again?
Promise.
Promise.
Okay, anxious dot post method returns me what? Anxious dot put method returns me what? Anxious dot. Okay, come on, tell me the methods. Patch method. Patch method returns me what? Anxious dot delete method returns me what? All methods returns me what? Promise only or not. Same story. If you know, if the method returns me promise, how we can handle it? How we can handle it?
By using
Using await.
Then or await or not. So can I write that one? Okay, on click. Come on, function. Get comments. On constant. Okay, perfect. If you want to send a request to the server, what mandatory inputs are required from the server side guy? You know that.
URL method.
URL and method. Perfect. Okay, so my URL is like comments. This is my URL. This is my URL. Okay, method is like get method. So once you get this URL and method, by using anxious, can send the anxious dot which kind of method server side guy specified? What is the method name?
Get method.
What is the method name? Get method. So call get method. Okay, anxious library gives a get method to send a get request. So get is the method. What is the URL? This is my URL. Now anxious dot get means me what?
Promise.
Promise. So how
Dot then.
Okay, if it is a failure, how we can handle it?
Catch.
Catch. Okay, not only then, you can use by using await. So this is my response. Okay, this is my response. So can I console.log of my response? Okay, can I write console.log of my response? Yes or no? Can I refresh the page? Yes. Can I click on the get comments? Are you able to see the response? If you open that response, see your data, config, headers, status, some extra information my Access people provide to us, but your data also there or not there? Your data also there or not there?
There, sir.
Okay, how we can get this data? How we can get this data? Come on, response is an object. How we can get the data? Response dot data. Why? Because it's an object. Now, refresh the page, you can get that. So, yes, sir.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
Like from the backend, when we are seeing this data in the console tab, it means that this data is reached in the client side. It's already in the client side.
Yes.
Okay. And when we look in the network tab, it means that data is still in the backend.
Yeah, this is one way. Okay, console messages you can print it. Otherwise, you can see in the network tab also. If I click on the get comments, one request going or not. If I click on this one, network tab is the best practice. Okay. Now say this. My headers, my preview, my response. Preview and response is like same. Preview in the exact format it is going to display in the area of objects. See this? Yes, sir?
But it's showing this data like in network tab, it means that the data is coming from the backend, like backend data is showing.
Yes.
But if we want to see that what data we receive in the front end, at that time we can see in the console.
Yeah, in the back end, you can see the response. In the console, just for our sake, what my response contains, print in the console. Okay, response contains one object, response.data. It is like an object. Like this, if you want to see the message, see the response in the console, you can do like this. If you want to see in the network tab, you can go to the network and you can see. Okay, both are.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Is it okay?
Jailbreakings.
No.
Okay. Okay, we can stop now.
Broken, sir.
Yeah, we can stop for now. I'm uploading. We'll see. Okay, we'll continue. Okay. Let me upload it. Here it is raining. Okay, it causes an issue.
Sir, mostly which type of Ajax call will be using in applications, React applications?
Okay, most of the times there is no library, nothing is required. You can go with the fetch. Okay, maybe some extra benefits are required. You can go with Anxious.
Okay, so here in performance wise, which is best, sir?
Okay, if it is library is loaded, obviously it's a kind of what extra JS file has to load or not. Okay, if it is like a fetch method already there, but fetch method is like developer side, you have to write some more code. But Anxious, okay, developer friendly or not? Okay, like that you need to decide.
Yeah. Sir, one more question. In the network tab, we can see the API request and response. No, there we have this waterfall, sir. So it gives us some green color horizontal line. What does it mean, sir? I thought of asking in daily class, forget. If you can see there was some waterfall is, yeah, that thing, sir.
Okay, this is like your request processing, like how much time it will take from the response you can get it. Okay, that is it is going to tell. Okay, successfully completed your response within 197.81 milliseconds, like that. Okay.
Sir, do we in this network or any console, do we have option called at the what time the request has sent and what time response received? Do we have this?
Here only you can see. Okay, request center. Okay, time not. Okay, at this content downloaded. Okay, within milliseconds. The total duration is like 192.95 milliseconds. Here only we can calculate.
So nowhere in the cache also it was not available, no, sir.
No, not like that.
Because sometimes what happen, no, we'll be getting error messages, but it's not reaching to the server.
Okay,
that time we have to check.
Yeah, further purpose, when you send the request to server, we have to log it in the server side. Log messages, logging concept is there.
Correct.
The
But recently I faced this scenario, sir. Actually,
in the server
yeah,
side, Node.js, right? Okay, Node.js or Java, there we have to log the messages. Got my point?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the issue? You feel?